Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with students gearing up for board exams in the 7th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha. While over 3,000 students gathered at the Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, over 2.26 crore students participated virtually. Prime Minister spoke about ways to cope up with exam stress, role of parents in creating a stress-free environment, peer pressure, and also competition among students. More importantly, dilemmas around career choices, among other issues that he touched upon. Meanwhile, our rupee has started 2024 on a very promising note and has turned out to be the best performing Asian currency so far in January, appreciating 0.1% despite a 2% rise in the dollar index. All other Asian currencies depreciated by around 1.4 to 4% during the month of January itself. Now, according to data from the Central Electricity Authority, Bharat's green energy capacity has experienced a remarkable surge, increasing by 138% from the fiscal year 2014 to fiscal year 2023. The government has established an ambitious goal to triple its renewable energy contribution, aiming to achieve 500 gigawatts by 2030. The strategy involves adding 50 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity annually. Let's now move to the big story, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight on The Right Stand. The findings of the ASI survey.
ज्ञानवापी में ASI की रिपोर्ट सामने आ रही है, बहुत कुछ आपके सामने उदाहरण प्रस्तुत करता है।
We could have made it a political fight if we wanted to. It could have become acrimonious if it wanted to. But tonight we'll focus on the facts of this report, ladies and gentlemen. On the 25th of January, the Archaeological Survey of India report on the Gyanvapi issue was made public. The report has opened up a Pandora's box, or perhaps just stated facts as they were seen by everybody. The ASI survey report confirmed the existence of a temple before the construction of the mosque at the Gyanvapi complex in Varanasi. The ASI states over 50 sculptures of Hindu deities, including 15 Shiva linga, 3 sculptures of Vishnu, 3 of Ganesha, 2 of Nandi, 2 of Krishna and 5 of Hanuman have been found. The ASI report revealed that a pre-existing structure appeared to have been destroyed in the 17th century and parts of it were modified and reused for the existing structure. The ASI said, based on scientific studies, it can be said that there existed a large Hindu temple prior to the construction of the existing structure. The survey report sparking another round of arguments and counter and conversations between the Hindu side and the Muslim Paksh. Now, while the Hindu Paksh claims that it is a vindication and they are demanding now a survey of the Wazukhana area also without damaging what they claim is the original Adi Vishweshwar or the Shivling. But the Masjid side, on the other hand, saying the ASI survey is just a report and not the final verdict. Now, that's where the adamance currently is, or the situation currently is. There is also some interesting inputs, ladies and gentlemen, that the Honorable Supreme Court has been approached by the Hindu Paksh seeking an ASI survey without touching the structure or causing any damage to the structure that is present there inside that Wazukhana area. And to determine what that structure is, the ASI needs to do the survey, and they have approached the Supreme Court. What has the court said? Has it admitted this petition? Is it going to hear it? We'll try and get all those details in just a bit from Harishankar Jainji, who's joining us live, along with Muslim scholar Atikur Rahmanji. Just two guests, ladies and gentlemen, but the details in my hand. let's try and also break down some of the things. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you what I have with me. This, I have the report, the petition, the survey report, and a summary of the report, and some images that have been attached in the report. This is what we've been able to access here at CNN News 18. Now, let's try and open it all up and put things, set matters in front of you. Let's try and understand this. Now, this is the, if you can see this is the original suit 18 of 2022. There was a 7/11 case that was raised. Now, I will show you what we have. This is the survey report. Now, we showed you this survey report. The other day. This was the surveyor commissioner of the Varanasi court, and they had also talked about a lot of things that they had seen. So this is that report. So I'll put this on the table. Let's try and see what else do we have. This is the original civil suit. And this civil suit is the reason why the ASI survey was conducted. Now, this is the reason why. This is 11 GA of 2021, and these were the plaintiffs Rakhi Singh and Ors and State of UP and Ors versus the plaintiffs and defendants. This is what claimed that we want a proper survey of this entire place because they believe that there are deities, and they had said that there should be a proper survey. And after this survey was when the ASI report was demanded. Now, let me show you what we have in our hands right now. This, ladies and gentlemen, okay, let me show it on the camera here, and then this is the brief findings of the survey. This is in compliance of the order of the Honorable District Court Varanasi dated 21/7/2023, affirmed by the Honorable High Court of Allahabad by Order 3/8/2023, Supreme Court of India, and by order dated 4/8/2023, the Archaeological Survey of India carrying out scientific investigation survey in the 2,150.5 square meter area fenced with a steel grill around the existing structure, excluding the area sealed by the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court at settlement plot number 9130 Varanasi. Now, this plot 9130 of Varanasi has also been mentioned here in this petition. It's the same plot number situated at settlement plot 9130. At the bottom, if you can see, just at the bottom, you can see 9130 here. You see plot 9130 area, Ward PS, Dashashwamedh District, Varanasi. So this is the same plot that's been mentioned here, even in the ASI survey. Now, what are they saying in the second point itself? They are saying objects which were noticed during scientific investigation survey in the complex were duly documented. Objects which required first aid treatment were treated at the site. That means there were objects which required first aid treatment. That means they had been damaged. They are also talking about the GPR survey. So, scientific investigation survey operations carried out carefully, ensuring no damage is caused to the existing structure. What all have they done? They have done a GPR survey. And what does the GPR survey indicate? A small sinkhole type cavity in the floor at 1 to 2 meter depth towards the northern door, a steep narrow cavity. I'm moving to the second page. Adjacent to the central hall passage and mortar bed thickness. Then what does it say? Presence of a rectangular gravel fill passage. Rows 3 to 4 meter wide cellars S3, S4 are observed adjacent to the corridor, and a 2 meter wide well is concealed. Then they talk about a pre-existing structure. So this is separately highlighted. Point number 7, central chamber and main entrance of pre-existing structure in existing structure. Western chamber and western wall. Reuse of pillars and pilasters of pre-existing structure in the existing structure. पुराने structure को नए structure के लिए use किया गया from some parts of it. Then what do they say? Inscriptions on existing structure. Arabic and Persian inscription on loose stone. Sculptural remains in the cellars. It can be said there existed a large Hindu temple prior to the construction of the existing structure. It doesn't stop here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm moving to the next page and see what is said in the next page. Let's try and see the next page. The next page is talking about the central chamber and main entrance. It talks about a big central chamber, at least one chamber to the north, south, east, west respectively. Remains of 3 chambers to the north, south and west still exist but the remains of the chamber to the east and any further extension of it could not be ascertained physically, as the area is covered under a platform with stone flooring. When was this built? That's the big question. Now, what are they saying further? With thick, strong walls, animal figures are carved at lower ends and decorated arches of pre-existing structure were mutilated, and inner part of the dome is decorated with geometric designs. Main entrance of the central chamber of the temple was from the west, which was blocked by stone masonry. So the main entrance has been blocked. Then what are they saying? The large arched gateway had another smaller entrance. The figure carved on the Lalat Bimb of this small entrance has been chopped off. Small part of it is visible. Most of it is covered with brick stone mortar, which were used to block the entrance. Remains of a bird figure carved on the door sill appears to be that of a cock or a rooster. Now, let's move to the next page, and it just gets more interesting as the findings. Pages sticking to each other. Yeah, there you go. On the other side of the blocked main entrance, Qibla was made. So the entrance has been blocked, and then a Qibla has been made there. Now this is where the structure has been turned towards an Islamic design and intent. It is simple without any decoration such as and pilasters on either side are also damaged unevenly. Now as far as the western chamber and western wall still exists, whereas the superstructure of the western half has been destroyed. So clearly there is damage that's been done to a pre-existing structure. And once again, point number 14, existing structure, western wall of the existing structure is the remaining part of a pre-existing Hindu temple. The wall, made of stones and decorated with horizontal moldings, is formed by remaining parts of the western chamber, western projection, central chamber attached to the wall still exists. Then, interestingly, point number 15 in the summary that we have accessed, all these chambers had an opening in all four directions. Decorated arched entrances, central, north, south chambers towards the west have been blocked. Arched openings on north and south halls were converted into steps leading to the roofs. Then they are saying steps made in arched entrances south hall were blocked by stone masonry at some later date. However, one can still enter them from the roof, and they are saying a large decorated entrance to the central chamber through the western chamber was blocked by stone masonry. Then pillars and pilasters. This is the interesting part where they are saying for the enlargement of the mosque and constructing Sahan, parts of the pre-existing temple including pillars and pilasters were reused with little modifications. Minute study of the pillars and pilasters in the corridor suggests they were originally part of a pre-existing Hindu temple. For their reuse in the existing structure, Vyala figures carved on either side of the lotus medallion were mutilated. And after removing the stone mask from the corners, that space was decorated with floral design. This observation is supported by two similar pilasters still existing on the northern and southern wall of the western chamber. Inscriptions. Total number of inscriptions 34 recorded, 32 estampages taken. These are in fact inscriptions on the stones of pre-existing Hindu temples which have been reused during the construction repair of the existing structure. What do these inscriptions include? Please see this. These inscriptions are in what languages? Devanagari, Grantha, Telugu and Kannada. Reuse of earlier inscriptions in the structure suggests the earlier structures were destroyed and their parts reused in the construction repair of the existing structure. 3 names of deities: Janardhana, Rudra, Umeshwara. Now, who do these names, who are they taken for or refer to, are found in these inscriptions. And more importantly, the last line is very important, ladies and gentlemen. It says words or terms such as Mahamukti Mandapa, mentioned in the 3 inscriptions is of great significance. Let's just pause here for a bit and try and assimilate all that we have shown you in the first 3-4 pages of the report. I have accessed and I have read right now, ladies and gentlemen, taken you through about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of the summary report, and we've opened it out here. This is page number 1. This is page number 2. And let's put this. This is page number 3. I'll put 3 here. And this is 4 and 5. So page number 4 and page number 5. We've got all these 5 pages here of the report, the summary findings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's ask Harishankar Jain ji. Harishankar Jain ji, why is this term Mahamukti Mandapa of great significance and importance? Harishankar Jain ji is with us. Atikur Rahman ji is with us. I'll come to more further portions, Atikur Rahman ji, in a bit. But Harishankar Jain ji, why is this so important? Thank you for your patience, gentlemen.
Actually, it was this old temple was having 8 mandap. Mahamukti Mandap is one of them. And that was the claim. That original temple was having 8 mandap. And that has been found by ASI during this investigation. And all the facts which were narrated just now, ASI report is very clear. And it proves that there was a Hindu temple. And the religious character of the entire building is of a Hindu temple. Nothing less than that. It can't be said that by any stretch of imagination that it is a mosque. And I may tell one thing.
Ji.
Just now, you will see, Mr. Atikur Rahman will say, Place a Worship Act. He has only one argument. I may tell you, Place a Worship Act says that there shall be religious character has to be maintained. It is the religious character which has to be maintained. SI report reveals what is the religious character. It is not a mantra like always you only one argument. Place the Worship Act. One thing kindly consider. All the Muslim fellows, they say as soon as it is proved that the particular mosque was constructed after demolishing a temple, we will leave it because in our Quran it is prohibited. But when the question comes to prove, they say no, there will be chaos and disorder, there will be सांप्रदायिक तनाव. आप इसको देखिए नहीं. When matter comes to prove, they take U-turn. And they say no, bought by
See,
and
one argument is replaced with the other. That's what you are saying, Harishankar Jain ji. One argument gets replaced with the other whenever there is proof that is being given.
Yes.
One of the aspects, Atikur Rahman ji, is that you're an Islamic scholar. Isn't it true, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that a mosque has to be built on land that has been acquired with a clean title? Shouldn't it be waqf? A place where prayer is going to be offered. Atikur Rahman ji.
May I?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Anand. With full regards to Harishankar Jain Sahab and to Hindu Astha also, Anand. I am not going to rebut any of your claims related to ASI, and I am not in particular also be mentioning the 1991 Places of Worship Act, because it has been time and again that Harishankar Jain Sahab has told me that it is of no use. So I will be only placing 3 important points, Anand, and you can correct me. As far as your question goes, if a mosque cannot be built on a disputed land, I believe even a temple should not be built on a disputed land. But I will be just sticking to legalities of this particular case. Point number 1, Anand, is that in the Ayodhya matter, the Supreme Court had pointed out that courts are not the answer to rectify historical wrongs. Point number 2 is, on the Sabarimala issue, the Home Minister of India, Mr. Amit Shah, had said that आस्था के मामले में कोर्ट्स को इंटरफियर नहीं करना चाहिए. And very important third point, Anand, is that just 10 days back or 15 days back, I suppose I have a cutting of October 19, 2023, wherein none other than the Chief Justice of India had said to a particular plaintiff from the Hindu side, not in this matter but other matter, that my court will not be directing the government of India to do a X or a Y or a Z related to religious places of worship. These are the words of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
Right.
Now, I as a Muslim, Anand, what should I believe?
Okay.
Shouldn't I believe the
May I ask
Supreme
you
Court
something,
in
sir?
the Ayodhya matter when the historical
ask you
wrongs
something?
cannot be corrected? Shouldn't
Bro,
I believe the Home Minister of India who said that Astha ke मामले में courts
may
को
I
नहीं
ask you
interfere
something,
करना चाहिए?
Atikur Rahman ji?
Shouldn't
May
I believe the Chief Justice
Will
of
you allow
India
me to
now?
please intervene? Will you interject? Thank you.
Sure,
Thank you,
sure.
sir. Sir, it was the same Muslim Paksh which said कि हम और किसी को नहीं मानेंगे, कोर्ट जो फैसला करेगा वो मानेंगे. Why did they say that in the case of Ram Janmabhoomi then? If you are quoting the very same courts which said that we don't want to interfere in religious matters. Secondly, sir, you are an Islamic scholar, you sidestep my question. अगर ऐसी जगह जो ज़बरदस्ती ली गई है, एक और इबादत की जगह पर उसको बनाया गया है, उसको तोड़कर बनाया गया है, वहां पर अदा की गई नमाज क्या कबूल होगी सर? Is it acceptable? The same Supreme Court judgment that you quoted of 2019, doesn't it quote the tenets of Islam itself, the holy book itself, and say that this structure then becomes un-Islamic? Will you, as a practicing Muslim, go there to offer namaz?
Anand, I answered this question of yours. I'll repeat it. I said that, of course, I have the guts to admit that namaz cannot be offered on a land wherein a mosque is built which is disputed. Now, is this not also applicable to the Hindu side? That
No,
the
sir.
temple cannot be built on a,
No, sir.
on a
No, sir.
disputed
No,
side.
sir. Now, here is the difference.
I am just asking you
Atikur Rahman ji, here is Atikur Rahman
on
ji,
the legalities
my
of the
limited,
polity.
my limited knowledge, Harishankar Jain ji is far more well versed. My limited knowledge is, sir, that the temple is not being built on a disputed structure. The temple always existed there. The deity has perennial living rights. The deity was displaced and that mandir was defaced and mutilated by those who then built a mosque there where namaz, as you said, as a practicing Muslim, you will never offer it because वहाँ namaz अदा नहीं हो
small
सकती.
intervention,
नहीं अदा हो सकती. My
A
point,
small
sir,
intervention,
I will
Anand.
leave this and I'll come back to you, sir. Harishankar Jain ji, please explain. Atikur Rahman ji is saying if Muslims can't offer namaz there as per the tenets of Islam, how can Hindus continue to pray at a place which is disputed or a site which is disputed? How can you build a temple over a disputed structure? Please explain this to him before we move further.
Mr. Atikur Rahman, kindly read Hindu law. And you can't interpret Hindu law according to Quran. Hindu law has to be interpreted according to Vedas and Shastras, not according to you. Our law says, once a temple, always a temple. Once a land is dedicated to deity, it will continue to be deity's property forever. And Supreme Court, in the same judgment we are referring, has said that even a temple is destroyed or dismantled or defaced, it will not lose its character as a temple. And deity will continue there. The divinity will continue there. Can you read para 116 of the judgment of the Supreme Court? And secondly, once it is proved that it was a Hindu temple, or you prove it, no, it was not a Hindu temple. But if it is proved it was a Hindu temple, you have no place. Because test is who was prior in time. The doctrine of prior in time will prevail. And we will prove who was prior in time.
Sir,
the report, the other evidences will prove that we will prior in time. Our temple was demolished. Therefore, this mosque is not a mosque at all. Kindly consider it. Kindly read Mullah Muhammadullah. Para 176.
Please.
Para 176 of Mullah Muhammadullah. It says that land must belong to Waqif and must be dedicated to Allah.
So, sir,
there is
यहाँ
no
पे-
dedication
Correct.
of this property.
Sir, in this
And
case,
does not belong to Deity.
Harishankar Jain ji,
Does not belong
Harishankar Jain ji,
to Waqif.
Atikur Rahman says this is
Ji.
not a mosque. This place cannot be considered a mosque because you cannot offer namaz here. That's what he is saying as per the tenets of Islam. He's a scholar, Muslim scholar himself. You want to make a rebuttal and then we'll move forward to page number 6. Yes. Yes, Atikur Rahman ji.
Not only this, Anand, not only this, I have time and again quoted a historian Irfan Habib Saab and also the constitutionalist Faizan Mustafa Saab, wherein both have admitted that the Ayodhya matter was a very strong case for Muslims. Even then they lost it. Gyanvapi is a lost case. They admitted it. Besides this, Harishankar ji, I am not quoting Islamic law, sir.
No,
I
but-
am quoting the law
No,
of
but
India.
Atikur Rahman ji,
Wherein-
Atikur Rahman ji, I'll tell you
wherein
what.
the Supreme
Atikur
Court
Rahman ji,
said
here is a problem,
that
sir.
the temple was
Here
not
is a
demolished.
problem, sir. Here is a problem, sir. And please allow me this. The problem here, sir, is in Ram Janmabhoomi case, the Muslim Paksh said we let the courts decide. Today you are saying the court should not decide. I am asking you, sir. After independence, for the sake of Bharatiyata, for the sake of Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, for the sake of Samajik Samrastata, why did the Muslim Paksh not yield and say this is a temple? We don't want because we can't offer namaz here. They have not done it. Who is continuing to challenge this matter in court? Isn't it the Muslim Paksh
May
and the
I
Anjuman
counter this now?
and the Anjuman Intizamiya?
May
sir?
I counter
why,
this
why
now?
is the Anjuman Intizamiya? Why was it
May I
adamant
counter this now?
that this should not be made? The report should not be made public. They didn't even want the
Anand,
case.
20 seconds I want to
they
counter this.
argued even the 7-11 at maintainability of this case. अगर आपको लगता है कि ये समाज में इसको आपस में सुलझाना चाहिए तो आपको प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण के सर आप खुद as a Muslim scholar you are saying नमाज यहाँ नहीं अदा कर सकते. But there are people who have been going for the last 75 years since independence, daily going there to offer namaz, and they came to stop even the surveyor report. They said we will not allow you to do it.
Allow me to counter.
The survey was stopped.
Allow me
ASI
to
survey was
counter,
stopped.
Anand.
Survey, Advocate General, Advocate Commissioner survey was stopped because they said हमें नमाज पढ़नी है. You as a Muslim scholar are saying I will never offer namaz there. So then who is adamant there then?
Anand, for 31 long years, why they didn't claim it after the passing of 1991 Places of Worship Act? Why the deep slumber from the Hindu side? What were they waiting
No,
for?
sir. This case has been
For
the
what
case
the
has
government
been
of India
sub
is
judice.
waiting since the
No,
last
sir.
9 years.
What went into sub judice was what went into slumber was the court process, sir. The cases have been going on. Legal fight for this place has been going on for many years.
No.
Sir. Harishankar
Don't
Jain ji is
put
one of the
the gun
original
on the
plaintiffs.
shoulders of the Supreme Court, sir.
He is one of the original plaintiffs, sir. Sir,
No, you are putting the responsibility on the Supreme Court.
I am asking you.
No.
I am asking you.
Courts are not
What I am
responsible.
asking you is, sir, you are saying हिंदू क्यों कोर्ट में क्यों नहीं गए? अभी आप कह रहे हैं कोर्ट इसका फैसला नहीं कर सकता. पिछले 5 मिनट में 2 बार आपने आर्गुमेंट
I
घुमा
am
दिया.
not saying the Home Minister said.
नहीं, आपने
I am
2 बार,
not saying
आपने
the
खुद ने
Supreme Court said.
अभी 2 बार
The
आर्गुमेंट
Chief
घुमाया
Justice
सर.
of
नहीं,
India
आपने
said.
अभी खुद you
No,
yourself
the
right
Chief
now, sir,
Justice- I am
twice
quoting
you've
the
told.
Chief Justice of
On the
India,
one hand,
Anand.
you said why go to the
I am
courts?
quoting the courts.
No, and now you are asking me. Now you ask why did the Hindus wait for 31 years to go to the court?
India said, आस्था के मामले में कोर्ट्स को
तो फिर आस्था के मामले में आप मुझे बताइए ना, अगर वहां
नमाज
नमाज कबूल नहीं हो सकती अतिकुर रहमान जी, if namaz is not accepted there, why are Muslims adamant on performing namaz there? One, then please
So how
let me come back. Let me come back. I have limited time, so let me come back. Harishankar Jain ji,
अयोध्या में भी नहीं होना चाहिए फिर.
look at the inscription on a loose stone, sir, that's been found on the ASI survey. Look at what this inscription says, and then let me ask you, sir. ASI had in its custody record of an inscription engraved on a loose stone which recorded construction of the mosque in the 20th regnal year of Hadrat Alamgir, that is Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, corresponding to AH 1087, that is the time period of 1676-1677 CE. This inscription also recorded that in the year 1207, 1792-93, the mosque was repaired with a sahan. The photograph of this stone inscription was recorded in the ASI records in the year 1965-66. ये भी प्रमाण है sir. Then, during the recent survey, this stone inscription was recovered from a room in the mosque. However, the lines relating to the construction of the mosque and its expansion have been scratched out. Why, sir? Why have they been scratched out? अतिकुर रहमान जी, यानी मंदिर के ऊपर मस्जिद बनाई, औरंगजेब ने बनाई, और उस इंस्क्रिप्शन पे रिकॉर्ड को स्क्रैच करके it was kept inside a room. Why?
So I would like to, in good this thing, humor, if for 31 long years after the 1991 Places of Worship Act, you should appreciate that the Muslim side is not this thing, that they could have wiped off everything. Every sign of a mandir could have been wiped off, but they kept it. Why they kept it?
Why
because
they kept it?
They were given an assurance that it won't be challenged.
Why they kept it for more
and
than...
No.
Why did they keep it since 1677, sir? Did they keep it because it was a mosque? Or did they keep it as Swami Chinmayananda said in 1990 that these were victory monuments?
No. You should appreciate that they kept.
Did they keep it because they wanted to continue to show that this was the victory? These are victory. No, sir. These are victory monuments. Because you only said, sir, वहाँ नमाज नहीं पढ़ सकते. So these were victory monuments. दूसरी बात, sir, आपके पास तो वक़्फ़ ज़मीन इतनी है, sir. सरकार के बाद, सेना के बाद, इस देश में सबसे ज्यादा अगर जमीन किसी के पास है वो वक़्फ़ के पास है. Now I am asking you, mosque could have been built anywhere. Why specifically on Ram Janmabhoomi, on Adi Vishweshwar, on Krishna Janmabhoomi? No. Is this not a question that you should also ask? Why specifically on these places of Astha of another person were these monuments built and they continue to stand in an independent Bharat, where everybody says everybody is equal and there is respect for everyone and there is Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb, sir? Are these not victory monuments, sir?
Can be done at the Ayodhya site now?
Sir, that is also based on a Supreme Court ruling, sir. The Muslim Paksh still did not accept the judgment openly.
So accept it.
Why? So
accept it.
So who is not accepting it? So who is not accepting
it?
Sir, who is not accepting it?
No.
You are only right now saying,
sir,
I am asking you, sir. Harishankar Jain,
I
am going to answer. 1 minute. Atikur Rahman ji, my simple question to you, sir, is, are these mosques or victory monuments, sir? Are these mosques or victory monuments just to continue to impress that हम पहले कभी यहाँ राज करते थे? Are these mosques or victory monuments? If these are not mosques, sir, why are Muslims continuing to hold on to this place and continuing to offer namaz there if this is not a mosque, as you just said at the top of the show?
If a temple was not demolished to build the Babri Masjid, how can puja be offered there?
No, sir. You are asking the wrong question.
Base your argument.
You are asking the wrong question. You are asking the wrong question, sir. Original religious character is Hindu. A deity has living rights. A deity, whether there or not, once the Pran Pratishtha is done, the deity always exists there. That is the Hindu law, sir, and that's the respect of the faith. My point is, sir, if this matter is not going to be resolved by the court, will the Muslim Paksh hand over the Gyanvapi Parisar to the Hindus? Harishankar Jain ji, I have just the final page. The final page. No, sir, the final page, Harishankar Jain ji, it quotes the Masir Alamgiri, and it also says nature and age. It says, based on art and architecture, this pre-existing structure can be identified as a Hindu temple. Arabic Persian inscription found inside a room mentions that the mosque was built in the 20th regnal year. Hence, the pre-existing structure appears to have been destroyed in the 17th century during the reign of Aurangzeb, and part of it was modified and reused in the existing structure. Last line. Based on scientific studies and survey carried out, study of the architectural remains, exposed features and artifacts, inscriptions, art and sculptures, it can be said that there existed a Hindu temple prior to the construction of the existing structure. Sir, beyond doubt this has been proven. Do you think, Harishankar Jain ji, that this matter will be settled out of courts now that everything is proven, everything is evident, and a Muslim scholar, a learned person like Atikur Rahman himself says that namaz cannot be offered there because that is not a waqf and that mosque has not been constructed as per the tenets of Islam? Harishankar Jain ji, do you think the Muslim Paksh will agree to a settlement out of court?
Anand ji, I may tell you one thing, and very humbly I submit, that whenever any Muslim invader came, their first word was to demolish Hindu temple, right from the very beginning. And temples have been demolished to show the might of Islam, not to construct mosque, to show the might of Islam. And all these temples, they only no purpose to prayers. The purpose is to show the might of Islam. Number one. Number two, how we can negotiate deity property? Who are we? It is deity property. We cannot negotiate. And I may tell you that not a single inch of land of any religious place over which on a Hindu temple mosque has been constructed, we will not surrender to Muslims and will take it back by legal means. There is no cause of any compromise.
No, it's not about compromise, sir.
Persons.
It's about in the larger interest of the country, a place of astha for Hindus,
No larger interest.
where Muslims cannot actually pray, should be returned back to the Hindus. It will only make Islam greater. It's not going to make it any lesser. And this is Bharat. We are not living
Sir,
at the times of the conquerors and the
excuse me.
invaders. We are all Bharatiya. So for the sake of Bharatiya, shouldn't they consider this?
Sorry?
Why are they not wanting to consider
Excuse me.
it? Yes, Harika Shankar Jain ji.
Excuse me. Muslims will never do it. They have no such courage, they have no such desire, and they do not want to live with Hindus peacefully. They do not want. And there is no question of any Ganga Jamuni Sanskriti, because their attitude is always hostile.
So then we would
With
like,
Hindus.
then honestly, sir, in the interest of the country,
Sorry,
we would like,
sorry.
no, yes,
Don't
yes,
whip up
Atikuram.
passions.
No, nobody is whipping up passion, sir.
Don't whip up passion, sir, with
no,
due regard to you.
no, nobody is whipping
Sir,
up passion. Please, one
my
second.
humble submission is,
one,
Anand.
1 second, Atikuram, I'll give you your 2 minutes. The point is, sir, we are in Azad Bharat. We are not in a time when the colonizers were here or invasions were happening, or the mindset was that one needs to wipe out the other to establish supremacy. If that is the case, sir, then there is a strong belief in my heart that out of the 20 crore, 25 crore Muslims in our country, a handful may be as in their mindset as fundamentalists saying we want these victory monuments to stand. But the rest would say, where I cannot pray, let those who want to pray go and pray. Why is this that this is so difficult to solve? Atikur Rahman ji. And that's the reason why Mr.
Anand,
Harishankar Jain is
with
saying,
due respect
because he's been fighting it for 45 years.
No,
That's why
no.
I'm saying. Yes, please.
But
Ji.
he said addressing all Muslims that Muslims do not want to live in peace with the Hindus. His argument is totally
Okay,
false.
sir. Then
what
here
the despotic Muslim invaders did, what the despotic Muslim invaders
Rahman ji.
did in the 15th
Atikur
and
Rahman
the
ji,
17th centuries cannot be repeated
Then,
in
sir,
the presence
then,
of the
then, sir,
of the,
then, sir,
of the
then, sir, then, sir,
Constitution
I
of
humbly
India in the
agree.
present century.
I humbly submit. Let the Muslim Paksh give what is the place of astha of their Hindu brethren, where they cannot go and offer namaz or prayer because it's un-Islamic structure anyway, sir.
There should
hand
be a
it back,
compromise.
hand it back so that we as a nation can move forward together as Bharatiya. Let's
us
prove
build that
Jinnah
environment.
wrong. Let's prove
Let us
Jinnah
work
wrong, who
towards
said
that.
that Hindus and Muslims cannot live in peace. Let's prove
Except-
Jinnah wrong.
I am with you.
Can we do
Anand.
it, sir?
I am with you. All Hindus and Muslims should work
Then,
together.
sir,
to find
hand
a
back.
very,
We
very
are not,
peaceful
sir. The
resolution
Hindu Paksh
for
is saying,
all times to come.
where the Hindu Paksh is very clearly saying, we just want the place of our astha on which victory monuments were built by the invaders. Now we are all Bharatiya. Hand back our place of astha. Can that be done? Can
Let the central
Bharatiya show
government
such
make a
Bharatiya show
all-
such a
all
large heart
faith
that they will
convention,
do
sir.
it for the sake of fellow Bharatiya? That's the big
Let
question,
the
sir. And if they don't do
initiative
it,
be
sir,
taken by the
if they
central
don't do it, sir,
government,
Atikur
all
Rahman ji,
Hindus
then
and
you will have to
Muslims
look back
unitedly will
at
be-
those people and
will
ask
be
them, do they want
trying
these
for a
victory monuments
resolution.
for a different purpose altogether? Harishankar Jain ji, Atikur Rahman ji, thank you so much.